this and we do, the following result should be believable Christianity within the community that desires victory. See, now our Christianity is a believable one. Most of our Christian faith, when we look at people, are unbelievable. But if you realize, since you're looking at this verse, and it says, for through him we both have our access in one spirit to the Father, man, now it's believable, because he says that we can be united with him in all that we do. And that brings us to victory. Believable Christianity always makes you the victor over every circumstance. Doesn't mean you're going to keep your house. It doesn't mean you're going to keep the job. It doesn't mean that you're going to retain your health, but you're going to have victory. You have victory. Don't view victory as something that makes you look good. Victory, well, Paul put it this way, to be absent from the Lord. Wait.
To be absent from the body.
To be absent, thank you. To be absent from the body, that means what? He has to what?
Die.
Die. Yes, he has to die. To be absent from the body, he had to die. Now, that appears to be negative to us, but in his next breath he said, is to be present with the Lord. And so we're not to look at positivity and success as something where you have a lot of money and a lot of health and everything is going good with you. That's not necessarily it. If you are a mature Christian man or a mature Christian woman or a mature Christian child, you know that God desires to accomplish his will through your life. And that's what the true characteristic of a Christian is. That he's not finished with you. I think that's why I was attacked again by a demon. Because of the letters that I've been getting. One from a gentleman from, where was that, Africa. Another one from a young lady from Australia. The letter's up on the website. And the last one from Texas. And all these people are saying, and all the churches that they're going to, they don't hear preaching like this. That series on manipulation blew so many people's mind. Because they were saying, you know, Satan is trying to manipulate us. And he'll try to manipulate you also. But we have to experience this believable Christianity. I would also say this, that persons of living faith believe in ways that means that our lives will be praiseworthy lives. In other words, if you are going to jail, you're going to visit somebody. You're not spending a week there because of what you've done. It means that if the police pulls you over, your disposition is of the kindest disposition. Let me give you an example, and it was embarrassing. I'm in the car with the supposed Christian. On the day when we had the deluge of rain. It was raining so hard here in LA, it was impossible. And we were working in the house painting. And so it came lunchtime. And I said, so what are we going to do for lunch? And he said, let's go to this place down on Crenshaw. They have nice turkey burgers. I said, all right. Is it a drive-through? Because I'm not getting out the car. And we had on raggedy paint clothes. So he said, yeah, it's a drive-through. So when we went there, and for those that are viewing, I live in the Crenshaw area, well, it appears that some youngsters were running from the police in their car, and they pulled up on the parking lot where this burger place was and ran into a brick wall, and the airbags went off, and all 4 of the car doors were open, and there was about 3 police cars there. Doing, you know, measurements and everything. I guess somebody got real beat up and they had to do a report. So they had the yellow tape to tape off the place. The rain is coming down like cats and dogs. I wasn't getting out of my car. So I pulled up behind the black and white unit and just sat there with the engine running because most of the investigation was over, but his car was blocking the drive through the window thing. So he nicely pulled his car aside And I went through the drive-up thing, and we ordered our food. And when I drove through the other window to get out, they had the yellow tape blocking the exit, so you just couldn't pull out. So, waiting on the food to come, and the professing Christian said to me, I said, well, because I'm testing his faith. What are we going to do? How are we going to get out of here? They got it blocked. And that's a police barrier tape. And I looked around and there were 3 police cars there, 3 black and white units. Rain coming down like cats and dogs. And I said, so how are we going to get out? Oh man, that mess don't mean nothing. Just put your hand out the window, hold it up and drive through it. I said, so you're telling me to break a police barrier? Oh man, their investigation's almost over. He moved to let you in there. Why don't he get up and come over there and do it? I said, you mean to tell me you would break a police tape knowing what the law states? And you're a Christian. We of all people must obey the law. Well, how are you going to get out? I'm going to jimmy my car 6 or 7 times until I turn around. You don't have to do that. Just do it. They always messing with us. And I'm, what? I said, there is a law that you can't break. And I'm looking at this person and I'm saying, you know what? You stupid, evil, wicked, no wonder no one looks at your faith and thinks anything of it. Lady gave us our food. And I start jimmying my car. I'm jimmying it, backing up, pulling around, backing up. And sure, I just could have put my window down, put my hand up in the deluge of water, and put the tape over my car and zip right through. Well, you know what would have happened. That traffic unit would have whoop, 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 and pulled me over and give me a $50 ticket. Even though there was no activity in that rain, the law states you do not break a police barrier. I turn around, wave at the traffic guy, and he just looks away because he knew that I was going to break that barrier and go through there. And I said, did you see the way the officer looked at me? I said, I outsmarted him. I'm not as dumb as he think I am. I said, but you are a piss poor example of a Christian. Because if the law is there to be obeyed, you are to obey it and not to fall on your mess talking about what they do to us. What? His indwelling presence? Now I want to see some indwelling presence. That's what this verse means. You teenagers, don't forget that when you're with your friends. When you're with your friends out there, because when they mess up and they go to jail, guess who's going with them? You are going with them because, and if you drive in the car, don't break the police barrier. Oh, it don't mean nothing. Yes, it does. And the guy was just with his engine and the black and white engine going, wait for me to pull through that tape, pull on that street so he can whoop whoop and say, give me a license. Now, what was I supposed to say? Why are you pulling me over? That would be ridiculous. You know why they pull you over. You broke the law. Now, you may not think that's important, but God does. God does.